Hello everybody and welcome to this ramble about miniatures. It's the 30th of September, so it's going to be my last episode for September. And next month is coming up, October, Spookytober. I'm Dakian as always, and we're starting out with some finished minis. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that I did not finish the minis I was going to bring to the store to paint last week, because I brought these ones instead. Partially, and some others I'm going to show you next. And I'll explain why when I get to those other figures, the bombshell miniatures. So these are Reaper miniatures, these are Reaper bones. The last of the adventurers from the core set out of the Bones 4 Kickstarter are now finished, these 3 female adventurers. So I made some sort of ranger with a weird whip that seems to be made out of some beast's spinal cord, and I just decided to have some other colors than the normal. Browns and greens are present, like a leather jerkin and a green cloak, but I decided to paint like gray-white pants and a sort of blue-white hair, just to vary things up a bit. And this mage or witch is in bright primary colors, just for fun, and blonde. And then we have the female vampire, who I tried to paint in a kind of semi-transparent dress, not completely transparent, not as translucent as, like for instance, when I paint a while back when I painted somebody with a towel that was all wet and clingy. This is just a little bit of the skin showing through, and a little bit extra red around the mouth, like there's some blood she's been feeding. Perhaps. I think she's nice. Now, I also painted some other female miniatures at the store, partially, and finished them up at home. I'm going to show you them next, but be warned, they are not safe for work. do not have... pause the video if there is anybody who's sensitive to nudity around. See what I mean? These are the hassle-free minis I decided to paint up. They're not completely nude. Well, this one is stark raving naked, and there's no disguising that. This one here is wearing a pair of boots, some cowboy boots perhaps, blue ones. Otherwise, she's dancing around her pole and doesn't have a worry in the world. And then we have the 2 acrobats, which I think I mentioned this. I painted them contrasting colors, one with pale skin and sort of dark hair, blue-black hair. She's got a bikini bottom on. And the other one's the opposite, very dark skin, blue-white hair. She also has a bikini. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, there it is. It's kind of orange. So, yeah. They came out nice looking, I think. And, yeah. If you want to see them more closely, there'll be still pics. And so the last few things I have to show you that are finished for today are these 3 somewhat larger models. I mean, I finally got this lady done. By deciding that done is better than perfect. And she's in a lot of dark colors. Hopefully the white hair and the golden armor pops a little bit. Otherwise, it's a lot of shades of purple and red and blue, the like. And I left her in a satin varnish just to catch the light a little bit. Unfortunately, none of these figures are going to fit in the light box, so I'm going to have to try to photograph them against this background. I'm not sure how it's going to look. It might look really, really, really odd. Anyway, so here we have the Hellhound. Hopefully you can see the fire in the cracks in his skin showing through a little bit. And the fire giant, which also turned out rather dark because he's an iron and he has black skin as well. Charcoal black is the way fire giants are supposed to look, and stone club. But I think he's dramatic, and the metal makes it shine a little bit, so it doesn't look quite as dark as that. Well, so 10 figures. That's quite a good haul, actually, for this one. Here we see the stuff that's not quite done yet, but in the works. This big demon guy has seen a little bit more work done on the skin. It seems I'm starting to get the feeling this will be one of those long-running minis that you'll see over many weeks. I'll do a little bit here, a little bit there, and take a long time to finish it. I just had this feeling. We've got some preliminary colors on the trolls, and then there's the 3 ladies that were supposed to be the store projects last week, but didn't turn out to be. But they will be tonight. And the reason it took a bit longer was that I took the advice of one of my viewers and actually modified this model even more and added a shield to her right arm. So that had to be glued on and had to be primed. Now it doesn't look as wonky. Well, it's kind of a strange pose. Why is she holding her? Is she blocking something behind her that she's not even looking at? But, well, maybe she is, and she's just keeping an eye on an opponent somewhere else as well. But I think this works out well, and yeah, I'll finish them up tonight or later this week. Now this here is all the newly prepped stuff. This is the graveyard set from Kickstarter, from Bones 4. We have the various humanoids in the back there. Vampires, mummies, and Frankenstein monsters. Ghouls, and some scenery, including these books. I realized, I thought, I only saw that in the bag there were some separate pieces. I thought maybe there was a lid on a coffin, but no, this is an altar table, or stone table of some sort, and then there's some books. Why not? And I decided not to glue them on. I decided because they were cast with interesting features on both sides, and so I just primed them up by hand in this case, and I'll paint them up separately and have them as separate pieces. I think that'll be interesting. And yeah, we'll see how far I get by next week. As there is nothing new in my mailbox, I'm pulling out an old rival for my next project. This is from Midlam Miniatures. This is one of the many Kickstarters I backed by Midlam and haven't gotten around to painting yet. This one is called The Ghosts of Midlam Manor, as you can tell from this nice illustrated card. And it contains 2 packs with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, and another 5 here. So 10 minis that are ghosts. And then there's some advertising for their other minis, apparently, in the box. And so these are, a lot of these have like balls and chains and stuff, and but some are just plain old ghosts. I'm considering how to base them. They have these integral bases, but they're relatively small. And, but it's always difficult to add scenic bases onto minis like this. I would like to have, if they are ghosts haunting a house, as many are wont to be, I would like to make a wood textured base, like they were plank floors. But we'll see what I do. I'll work something out. And I'm not sure what I'll bring to the store to paint next week. Either some of these or some of the bones I showed you previously, if I don't finish them before next Monday, as I probably won't. I'm not going to finish all of them. But yeah, I'll work it out. Anyway, that was this week's episode. If you liked it, click like. If you're not subscribed, click subscribe. If you're bad about checking YouTube in your subscription feed, you can click the notification bell. I personally don't for any of my channels, but that's because I check my subscription page on YouTube every day. And some people say that stuff doesn't show up there, but that's never really happened for me. I don't think I've ever missed a video, as long as I just keep an eye on my feed. Anyway, comment if you had something you felt was especially comment-worthy. And most importantly, join me back here again in a week for another episode of Rambling. Till then, Dakian signing off.